Jai Shri Mataji, dear family, welcome to tonight's meditation. Let us take up Kundalini Bandhan all together.
ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षातात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अव त्वं मामवक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वं आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयं एष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्ययति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वं त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः स्वरोम् घनादिं पूर्वम् उच्चार्य वर्णादिं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वरः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्त्वमनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दोरुत्तरारूपम् नादः सन्धानं संहितसन्धिः शेषां गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निच्रुड्यायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं हृदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजम् रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च शिष्ट्याद्यौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्तेऽस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
श्री गुरुचरणा सरोजा रजा निज मन मुकुरु सुधारी वरनं रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायको फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरं पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु काले सविकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपि सति लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बल धाम अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुबेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश हाथ वज्र और ध्वज विराजे कंठी मुंज जानेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणियाति चतुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धारि सिया दिखावा विकट रूप धारि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धारि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र की काज संवारे लाय संजीवन लखन जियाये श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाये रघुपति किन्हीं बहुत बधाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई सहस बदान तुम्हारो यश गावे आस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनक दीक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहिता हीसा याम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहांते कवि कुबीर कहि साकी कहांते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहिं किंह राम मिलाय राजपद तिंह तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण मान लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्युताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मिली मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचर जनाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होता न आज्ञा बीनु पायसारे सब सुख लाहे तुम्हारी शरण तुम रक्षा काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हंकाते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं नावे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हारे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचान ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई आत्म जीवन फल पावे चारों युग पर तप तुम्हारा हे पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता रमर सयान तुम्हारे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दास तुम्हारे भजन रम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई जन्म जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चितना धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट काटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा कराहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पाधे हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Yes, it's all. So first of all, you start talking about energies. That is that for me. These energies are moving within us and how they activate. Then you talk of the third energy, which is the one which has evolved us. That's how we are here. And you talk about yourself, the controlling part, which is controlling you, the spirit. So if you go on an abstract line, it would be very appealing, I tell you. Then afterwards, see, once you have talked about energies, this, that, once the people, that is within you, see, sort of they'll feel ego, saying, oh, we have this energy, we can utilize this energy, do this, do that. And then you bring them down to surgery later on. But to begin with, let us talk of abstract. Because Indians are different and Western people are different. They are fed up of religion, they are fed up of all these things. So if you talk of religion, it creates a problem. That's why in the beginning, you see, Vedas, when they were written down, they didn't talk of God or deities at all. They talked about God, about the Creator, but just about Brahmadeva. Throughout Hiranyagarbha, Brahmadeva, right side they talked. See? And the whole thing is that mantra is like Bhur Bhuva Swaha, three things. Now Bhu is actually Muladhara. It's the earth according to Muladhara. Muladhara Chakra and Muladhara itself. Then Bhuva. Bhuva is the one which is called the Antariksha, is the one which is all created. He talks of Brahmadeva. Then Swaha. Swaha is capacity to burn off of the Agni. See? It is so surprising. And then they talk of Mahatapa. Tapaha and Maha. Swaha, Mahatapa. So when they talk of Swaha, they talk of Maha. Maha is what you call the great. Allahu Akbar. And of Tapa. Tapa is the one where you have to become a tapasvi, means a person who is going into penance, that of Christ. And they say that you have to penetrate through the Surya. That is this. So the whole thing is in such an abstract way. And then you get to your moksha. So they have talked of all the chakras. But if you talk about the abstract part of it, people have no objection. They listen to it. They say it's good. There's no religion as such. So today especially, I'm talking about Vedas and this Havanas we do. When we do the Havan, it is a Yajna. Yajna means by which you know. Jna means to know. Yajna. And this is done where you use Swaha as the word. That means you use the principle of fire to burn off all that is wrong in you. Swaha. And you awaken it by taking the different names of the God. And it started at the time of Rama. Today is Ram Navami. I should say it was not started, we should say, but it was very much in vogue when Rama lived, and they used to do yajnas at that time. The reason was the people had just started realizing that there is something higher and you have to worship that higher self, the seer said. And they thought that best thing is to do yajnas. The same thing. On the left side, of course, people started the worshipping of God and dedication to God and all those things. That is bhakti. But mainly what they did before Rama was the yajnas, the Vedas, with which they prayed to different elements. Elements have made our chakras and tried to evoke the deities of the elements. But actually it amounts to the same. So as a child, Rama was studying with a very great saint. And when he was studying with him, Vasishtha was the name of the great saint. And Vasishtha had an ashram where Rama and his brothers studied. Come now. Come in. Come forward. Give her a chair to sit down. Can you? Is there a seat here? I think, Gail, you can go. Lots of seats are there. Rama was studying with this Vasishtha, and they used to come for holidays to father's place. Then he had the capacity to kill a demon with only one arrow. It's called an ekabani. One arrow was sufficient of Sri Rama. And he was a small little child, say about 7-8 years of age. And people were surprised how he could do it. So whenever they had a yajna, now these yajnas were created to awaken, to evoke the deities inside the spinal cord, actually. And for these yajnas, they used to sit down and do all these havanas the way we do it. But at that time, the Rakshasas would come and try to spoil the yajna. Because yajnas are to be done with pure heart and with cleanliness and with purity. It should not be insulted. There is a protocol about it. While they thought that if we insult the deities there, then the deities will disappear and their yajnas will be spoiled. Now these yajnas were done in the olden times, even when Rama was not here. But at the time of Rama also, there were some Rakshasas who took a special pleasure in spoiling these yajnas. And Rama as a child would go and protect them from the demons. And the demons would take some sort of a funny form and come like invisible creatures and put some bones of animals and things like that in the yajna. And that would spoil the effects of the yajna. And Rama would protect that as a child. Imagine, as a child he used to do that. They would be doing the yajna and he would be sitting outside with all his small brothers around him, and they would kill the demons who would try to destroy the yajna. This is the early life of Rama, in which you see how, as a child also, he showed amount of expertise, you can say, in arrow and bow. So anytime you see a statue, how to make out a Sri Rama statue is to see if there's an arrow and a bow, then it's a Rama statue. Now he is coming on this earth, gave us the development of the right side. And so the yajnas were also on the right side. Because, first of all, when human beings came on this earth, they were frightened of all the animals who would invade them and all kinds of horrible rakshasas and all those people and negative forces they would trouble them. So in that state, they needed to create a king, a ruler, who was an ideal king and he would rule according to the laws of Dharma. So he was the one in charge of that era, what we call as Satya Yuga, I could say, but actually he was here in Treta Yuga. That's the time when he was here, was Treta Yuga. And Krishna came at the time of Dwapar Yuga. And today is the time when I came, it was Kali Yuga. But now today, the time is of Kruta Yuga. The Yuga where work will be done. Kruta means work will be done. This is the time where work will be done. So how things have moved from one to another. Now in the Dwapar Yuga, when Sri Rama came, the idea of kingship and rulership started. So the greatest emphasis was on the goodwill of the people. The people had to have goodwill for the people and for the king and for the betterment of humanity. The will, that is the right side. So how to create the goodwill in people? First, the leader has to sacrifice and show how far he can go in sacrificing to keep the morale and the goodwill of the people. So the right side was created by the advent of Sri Rama because he showed a path of creating among people the awareness that they should be ruled, that they should not be anarchist. There should be one head who should be able to organize, coordinate, and work out a collective thing. You see, when we think of a king, we want to oust him because we don't like the idea of being ruled by him. Because he's not a good king, perhaps, or he doesn't represent that will of the people, which is a common will, which creates this king who rules for the maintenance of that good. See, it is a symbolic expression of your good. So when you create a law, it is also the expression, common expression of all the common people, of the common feeling that they should abide with law. It doesn't come to you that you are a slave, or you have to be dominated, or you have to be put down. But it is only your common will which is good. The desire of all the people, which is the good, righteousness, incarnates as Sri Rama. And he looks after that will, because supposing an individual may start saying that this is not good, this is not good. An individual might take a different attitude about things. But you must have some symbol of that goodness placed onto someone. And those symbols were created to symbolize your righteousness, your sense of good, so that you can be saved yourself. Supposing today somebody comes cultural stuff. So we have a cultural tradition which we have to learn from Srila. He is known for his Sankocha every time. How to say this? I cannot say. We have this very much ingrained within us. The children are to be educated in that way, and once they are educated that way, they will learn the Sankocha. And that will give them a proper understanding of social life. Like, see, this light is here. If you put your finger to it, it might burn and you may remove your finger. But if you are with another person, and if you try to take liberties with that person, a day may come when that person will misbehave or will harm you or do something to you. But still you will not realize it is because you have no Sankoch it has happened. So this Sankoch has to be worked out very beautifully in every way. In thanksgiving, in accepting somebody's gratitude, in expressing your love to another person in a way that is a Sankoch. Now, Sri Rama is known for his boundaries. He doesn't cross the limit. The other day I told you about food, that you don't cross the boundaries of food, like being compassionate to the bugs and to the mosquitoes. You see, in the same way, in everything, discretion of the heart should be there. Now, there is no word for discretion of the heart in English language, which is Maryada. Discretion of the heart. Is to understand, say example, if you are rude to your father, what do you gain? You gain nothing. But if you are humble, you might gain over. With your father, all right. Even if he is a bad man. Because what happens in reaction, if you say psychologically, supposing you are a son of a father who is doing something wrong, and you are obedient to him, he will always have a fear that he will lose you if you fall in your ideas. So by that humility, you will raise him. If you are humble, if your behavior towards your parents is like Sri Rama's, there's nothing to lose. You don't compromise in your any principles or anything. In day-to-day things, like that your father is sitting. I mean, in India, if the father is there, you won't sit down before him. You won't sit at any cost. Till he tells you 10 times, you won't sit before him. It helps, Then it reacts on the father, that supposing if I misbehave, my child will not respect. So the sense of respect also comes from your heart. That's only possible if you know that Maryada from your heart. How far to go? What is the need to be rude to your father? No need at all, at any cost. What is the need? Or to your husband? Or to your wife? Why say anything harsh to anyone? What is the need? What are you going to gain out of it? By saying anything harsh, I have not seen people have improved. Only when a guru is harsh, or the mother or father are harsh to the children, it helps. Nowhere else it helps. In common relationships, like brothers, sisters, it does not, and higher and lower. The lower person have to bear the harshness of elders if they want to improve. There's nothing. After all, they are not going to throttle you. Supposing even if you say something bad to you, doesn't matter. All right. You try to, and there one has to remember what Christ has said, that you must put another cheek. So use the heart's discretion, how far to go to a person. In the effect of it, you will be a very, very powerful person. In your family, in Sahaja Yoga, anyway. Those people who are obedient to me are very powerful Sahaja Yogas. You know that. And those who are not go down very fast. I've tried to save them by everything. But I've seen those who are disobedient, who don't listen to me, who are rude to me, who do not understand the protocol, go down very much in surgery. Absolutely like that. In a second I find they're going hundreds of feet down. It's true. Because what is lacking you is the discretion, the maryada, how far to go. And that's another thing we have to learn to educate ourselves. So the education of Sri Rama, as it was, I told you that he could kill a demon with one arrow. You don't have to beat them 108 times. One beating should be sufficient. But you have to be powerful people, and the power of a person increases by putting maryada. Supposing you have wheat and you just spread it, it will spread all over. Birds will come and eat it all. It will be finished. But if you put them in a sack, it will have a weight, it will have a size, it will raise in height, and it is useful. It will have respect. But the fruit, the thing that is all spread all over, which has no maryada, will never be respected. Nothing works out without maryada. Even the light keeps to a maryada. You have to keep your maryadas. That is the part of our training. Say, for example, an aeroplane is there, and it is not bound by any maryadas. See, it is not bound. When it goes in the air, it will all finish. All our ideas of freedom are to be bound by maryada. If the freedom has no maryada, it is abandonment. It is nonsense. It is not going to help us. So we have to create out of Sahajogis great politicians. It has been predicted that if Sahajoga does not spread, then Third World War is inevitable. People will suffer a lot with Third World War. It is possible to avoid it if people take to Sahajoga in a big number. But if they do not, there will be a Third World. And the effects of that will harm people so much that ultimately it is the Sahajogis who will be called for a conference and not the diplomats. The Sahajogis will be consulted and they will decide what is to be done for the world, and they will become the rulers of tomorrow's world. So we must have full idea how to be rulers like Sri Ram. We have to go too far with ourselves, to training up ourselves, educating ourselves, getting rid of our egos, and understanding that we have to grow. It's a very big task, it's a great task, and sometimes you might think, how can Mother expect us to do it? But I think you are the people who are chosen for it, and you have to get to it and work it out. So we have to train up ourselves to be first good rulers of ourselves and the rulers of others. First we must learn to rule ourselves. You see, here in this body only you learn how to rule yourself. Comfort, if you get fond of comfort, make your body work it out that there's no comfort needed. If your body indulges into too much eating or anything, make your body learn that is not good to indulge into. If you speak too much, talk too much, if you are rude, just say that I'm not going to say a word from morning till evening. Take to Mona. So the tapa is the penance time, is now ahead of us. With that penance, the greatest thing that is going to help you is to go and talk of Sahajoga, give the message of my advent, and also talk about how the transformation, the blossom time has come. This you have to do, plus you have to learn how to rule yourself and then how to rule others through your heart, not through your mind. You have to rule through your hearts by learning all the qualities of the heart which I have told you. I must congratulate you for the article you have written on Blossom Time. I've gone through it, I've really enjoyed it thoroughly. It's done very well, may God bless you. And I think it will have a good... I'm surprised how they have published it. Have they changed in their mind or what happened? It's amazing. Have you seen that article? It's great. Come along, come forward. And thank you very much for the nice creepers you have sent me. Why? They are so beautiful. You see, they still are under the shock, you see, because I removed them from your gentle care to mine. And mine is a little sort of flippant one now. But today we tried to do some justice to them. I'm sure we gave them a bandhan. Mean you want to be more intelligent?
No, to get rid of the rubbish, Mother.
Rubbish that is in the head. See, the best one in Sanskrit is said is yan neti neti vachaner nigomo avochus. Means you go on telling your mind, this is not, this is not. Any thought that comes to your mind, you go on telling, this is not the thought. Not this, not this, not this. Then the inspiration starts coming. You see, what I feel, people are not inspired. They have got fear on one side. Suddenly you do something to them, they go into a fear, a trauma. Or else, if you try to be good to them, they go into an ego trip. So to stay in the center, what you have to do is to go on saying, not this thought and not this thought. Then you will be a deep surgeon. Best is this, because intellect is nothing, so-called intellect. Only God has intelligence, nobody has. To be very frank. It's a big joke, isn't it? But it is. Everyone thinks they are intelligent, but they are not, they are stupid. You see, all stupidity is considered as intelligence these days. For example, cunningness. It never pays you dividends. What is intellect? Is the only understanding of intellect as Adi Shankaracharya put it, na yoga na sankhya. All these things are good for nothing. Only service to your mother is the best. Ask your intellect, is it serving my mother? Intellect will tell you, the so-called intellect of human beings, to cheat yourself. It cheats. It gives you escapes. It cheats. All the time the intellect is working by saying, oh, this may be good, that may be good. You see, but the real good it never sees. It's a trick of the ego. Trick of the ego. It's a choices. Ego likes choices, you see. So, this is good, this is bad, this I don't like, this. All I business should be given up and say that not this, not this, not this. We should come. We, not I. Now you are not anymore I's, you are we. That's how the intellect will go away. Because this intellect has gathered all kind of nonsense and it doesn't exist. That's the biggest Maya. It doesn't exist. There is no intelligence at all. What is the intelligence? It's just to understand that there is nothing like his intellect. There are nothing. You see, to explain his intellect would be something like explaining human civilization to an ant. Even that is easier. It's like that. His intellect. And it's so innocent, so simple. I mean, anybody is amazed. How can that? So the most intelligent person is the one who knows that our intellect is just an ego trip. This is the sign of pure intelligence. Is the sign of pure understanding that the heart is the ruler, there resides a spirit which is the most intelligent thing within us, and the inspiration of the spirit is the manifestation of the pure intellect of God. And what I told you today is the intellect of the heart. But of the brain, zero. But then what's the use of the brain? Why have brain? Why not only have heart? You see, it could be all right. But the brain is the one which acts. Heart gives the inspiration, but the brain acts on. It's communicating. But the inspiration, the source is the heart, is the spirit. Again, connect yourself to the spirit. Intelligently, how will you explain Kundalini awakening? Leave alone Kundalini. How can you explain sprouting of the seed? Intelligently. Through your intellect. Explain. Means explain why. How? Sprouting of the seed. A simple thing. Which you see 1,001 times. How will you explain? Intellect is that says, I cannot explain. Which is a limited thing. It's ego, nothing but important. And once you get rid of it, then the pure intellect starts coming. You see, this Yoga Singh, you'll be amazed, you see, who is just, he came to us as a bhoot, absolutely. He's so much changed, now he speaks, I tell you, he speaks like a saint. I was amazed. He speaks so well sometimes that I want to quote him sometimes, the way he speaks about something. I'm amazed how he has started talking like that. So whatever you have to say, relate it to the spirit. You will talk like saints. Relate it to spirit, not to anything else. Relate it to spirit, and you'll be amazed. He told me that there are many people in this world who are absurd. I said, how do you know? He says, because they don't want to know anything about you. I don't know why are they here and why have you created them. You see, he was a person with so many boots on his head. He is such a beautiful man, I tell you. He says, this your servant is all right, but he has to learn certain things if he has to live well. He doesn't have neatness because his mind is not neat. He has to be a cleaner person. But his mind is not clean. His heart is all right. But the mind should be clean. I was amazed at him. He's not an educated man or anything. Just an ordinary person. But they start talking like prophets. I think you better read some of the prophets. You will also start talking like that. You read Kabir, Khalil Gibran, all these people. What is plague? He was a prophet too. You can talk like him. Why not? He talked to his spirit, isn't it? Pure intelligence. Then you became Sri Rama, if you can do that. So today is a great day. I'm happy you could come, and it has worked out so well that I was going to come here and talk about Sri Ram and wish you all that you follow him up. Respect yourself. And it's your responsibility to be good, to be like that, to work it out that way. May God bless you.
Shri Adishakti Mata Ji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
description of Lord Rama. Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Shri Ram Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Shri Ram Nava Kanjalochana Kanja Mukhakara Kanja Pada Kanjarunam Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Shri Ram नौमि जनक सुतावरम हरण भव भय दारुणम श्री राम भज दीन बंधु दिनेश दाना वंश निकंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम हरण भव भय दारुणम श्री राम चापधर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम हरण भव भय दारुणम श्री राम तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजनम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजनम मम हृदय कंज निवास गुरु कामादि खलदल गंजनम हरण भव भय दारुणम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Mataji, thank you for meditating with us this evening. And thank you, Shri Mataji, for this wonderful collective meditation, these vibrations that are flowing. We will end the meditation now. Good night to everyone.